Welcome back to the novel review series with Ngang TV. Dong 2 playfully provokes Bui 2 Tran's jealousy over Ko Diem's sin, a risky move that ends with her poking the bear. He responds with a powerful display of possession, pulling her into his arms and filling the enclosed space with a stifling, passionate heat. Despite her initial resistance, Dong 2 eventually surrenders to Bui 2 Tran's intoxicating charm and passion. After their intense night, Dong 2 feels a sense of ease and comfort, while Bui 2 Tran appears more irritable. He is frustrated by her carefree attitude and lazy approach to everything. He bites her neck out of frustration, an act that underscores his fierce possessiveness. During breakfast, Bui 2 Tran reveals that Van Nai-san, the actress who tried to flirt with him, has messaged him with a sexually suggestive invitation to join her in Las Vegas. Dong 2 finds this hilarious and teases him, but he quickly becomes angry and warns her not to make such jokes. Their conversation concludes with Bui 2 Tran asking Dong 2 about her plans to go to Las Vegas. Dong 2 says she hasn't decided yet, but her answer hints at a deeper sense of indecisiveness regarding her future. Dong 2 wakes up after a passionate night with Bui 2 Tran and prepares to return to City B. She has to deal with a mountain of luggage, clothes and gifts that Lai Kai Van had bought for her. She playfully suggests that Bui 2 Tran can save them for another woman, which infuriates him and makes him even more possessive. He warns her not to try and run away again, implying he wouldn't hesitate to tie her down. While Dong 2 and Bui 2 Tran are still upstairs, their assistants, Lai Kai Van and Du Tun Gu, have a humorous exchange. Du Tun Gu is worried about Dong 2 missing her flight. She asserts that Dong 2 doesn't like controlling men like Bui 2 Tran and prefers someone polite and gentle, like Ko Diem Sin. Bui 2 Tran, who has just come downstairs, overhears the conversation and coldly declares that Dong 2 has no one to eat but him. After returning, Dong 2 is busy with work but still in frequent contact with Bui 2 Tran. They tease each other about their different hobbies. During an interview, Dong 2 is asked about her ideal type and casually replies, "Someone with a good body who is cute," which sparks an online debate. Meanwhile, Van Nai-san continues her pursuit of Bui 2 Tran and subtly starts rumors about Dong 2 and her male co-star, Steve. Bui 2 Tran meets with his therapist, Sophia, and confesses that he wants to completely possess Dong 2 and cannot stand the thought of her not being exclusively his. He feels their progress is too slow. After learning about the rumors and Dong 2's schedule, Bui 2 Tran changes his plans and decides to fly to Las Vegas. The film crew arrives in Las Vegas via a private jet arranged by Van Nai-san. Dong 2, who has a weak constitution, gets motion sickness and feels unwell. Later, Van Nai-san's assistant arranges a health check, and Van Nai-san teasingly remarks on how Dong 2's weak health could withstand Bui 2 Tran. In the evening, the crew gambles and socializes. Dong 2, feeling out of it, leaves the VIP poker room early. She returns to her hotel suite, which she finds has been upgraded to a top-floor room. When she enters, she's greeted by a surprise party, male dancers performing a strip show. After a few sips of a cocktail, Dong 2 feels a sudden, overwhelming surge of energy and joins the dancers. Bui 2 Tran arrives, having located Dong 2. He finds the meat show arranged by Van Nai-san in her room. He's furious and immediately sends the dancers away with a wad of cash. He confronts Dong 2, who, under the influence of the drug in her drink, is in a state of high excitement. Dong 2 playfully denies calling the male dancers and says Bui 2 Tran is her standard for a good body. She then proceeds to undress him, teasingly inspecting his physique and saying he's her standard. They reminisce about their first meeting and dance. After a passionate encounter, Bui 2 Tran notices Dong 2's unusually hyperactive state. She's restless and wants to go bungee jumping, a dangerous activity given her health. He checks her discarded cocktail glass and realizes it was spiked with a stimulant. He calls his people and confirms it's a common, non-lethal substance that will wear off. Desperate to calm her down and keep her safe, Bui 2 Tran tries to find an alternative for her energy. Dong 2, still excitable, suggests gambling to win back the money she lost earlier. Bui 2 Tran agrees to take her to the VIP casino, offering to cover her losses. He then proceeds to get her dressed, helping her put on her clothes and even her bra, as if dressing a doll. The chapter ends with Bui Tu Tran leading her away to the casino. Bui Tu Tran takes Dong Tu to a VIP casino, where they play blackjack. Combining Dong Tu's excellent acting skills and Bui Tu Tran's keen intelligence, they repeatedly win, accumulating a significant amount of money. Bui Tu Tran notices that Dong Tu is in an unusually high-spirited state due to the stimulant in her drink. When they switch to playing Texas Hold'em, Dong Tu starts losing. Despite Bui Tu Tran's warnings, she can't focus and loses almost all her winnings. Bui Tu Tran, not wanting her to give up in defeat, sits down and uses his exceptional poker skills to turn the tables, leaving Dong Tu excited and full of admiration. After their big win, Dong Tu becomes more cheerful and intimate with Bui Tu Tran, even calling him, "my dear husband." Their relationship seems to be progressing in the direction he wants. He proposes one final bet: if he wins, their money will double; if she wins, she will get her freedom. Dong Tu agrees to the bet, but is shocked when she learns the condition of the wager is marriage. Bui Tu Tran wants to use the high-stakes game as a thrilling challenge, with their future as the prize. Dong Tu accepts Bui Tu Tran's bet with a confident laugh. She tells him that in Las Vegas, getting married is easy, and so is getting divorced, implying she sees the wager as just a thrilling game with no lasting consequences. Bui Tu Tran, with a smirk, agrees. He then leads her to a different, more exclusive and high-stakes poker room, stunning her with his change of venue. Dong Tu realizes that Bui Tu Tran isn't just a rich playboy. His family, specifically his grandfather, Bui Kinda, is a world-renowned poker champion. She understands that his gambling skills aren't just for fun but are a honed, inherited talent. During the game, Dong Tu, still under the influence of the stimulant, tries to distract Bui Tu Tran with physical teases and flirtatious whispers to make him lose. He sees through her tricks and calmly warns her, telling her he'll fulfill her desires later if she just behaves. In the final round, Bui Tu Tran makes a shocking, all-in move, betting all their winnings on a single hand. Dong Tu is terrified, calling him crazy for risking everything, but he reassures her. He then makes a public declaration to the other players, telling them he needs to win this hand for the woman he loves to accept his marriage proposal. Bui Tu Tran's gamble pays off, and he wins the hand, doubling their chips and taking all the chips on the table. The room erupts in gasps and cheers. Dong Tu is overwhelmed with a euphoric sense of victory. Bui Tu Tran pushes the mountainous pile of chips toward her, saying, "They're all yours." Then, he makes his final, possessive statement, a declaration that she belongs to him. He pulls her in for a long, passionate kiss that leaves her breathless and disoriented, blurring the line between reality and a surreal, exhilarating dream. The chapter ends with Dong Tu's mind swirling with the thought of marriage, unsure if it's a game or a reality.